Dave Pichilingi, and I'm Michaela from Calm. I just want to know a little bit about Sound City, how it started. Obviously it's been going for a number of years now, but it's only really, I personally picked up a lot in the last couple of years. How long has it actually been going for?
In Liverpool Sound City has been going for 3 years. This is our third year.
Because I heard a lot about it last year, even more about it this year. Obviously the first year is always one of them, isn't it? Trying to...
Well, it might not have been a second year, might you? I guess things come and go sometimes.
Yeah, I get what you mean, yeah. But as I said, how did you actually come up with the idea?
Well, I guess it's not a groundbreaking idea. I worked on a festival called In the City for many, many years, and I worked with a guy called Tony Wilson.
Was that in Liverpool?
No, that was in Manchester. Tony Wilson was the guy who was the director of Factory Records and worked with bands like New Order and Joy Division and so on. And so he had a conference that ran for many, many years over in Manchester, and I worked on that for a long time, and so I guess I learned a lot about it there. And through working in music, because I've worked in music for more years than I care to imagine, I've been going to festivals all over the world. And so I just thought, you know, Liverpool is the ideal place for something like this. You know, we've got the history, the infrastructure, the buildings, the credibility, the heritage, you know, everything here to do. And I think, but 5 years ago we maybe couldn't have done it, because if you look around Liverpool city centre now, you're probably filming it as you're going around doing things. It's changed beyond belief in the last few years. So now we've got amazing hotels, we've got amazing restaurants. And so Sound City is not just about the live music, it's also about the culture and the business. You know, so we're trying to make sure that we do business with people, and to bring people to do business from North America or from wherever else they may come from.
You've got to have a good backup. You've
got to have great hotels, you've got to have great restaurants and so on, you know, and we've got all of that now.
Oh, that's fantastic. And so for you personally, what is your, you know, obviously besides Liverpool Sound City, what is your favourite festival?
My favourite festival outside of Liverpool Sound City, I guess a favourite one, an inspirational one, would be South by Southwest, which takes place in Austin, Texas. And I guess, you know, the model that we use is not a million miles away from what the South by Southwest model is. So that's, you know, I love that festival because gone are the days where I want to be walking through a field in wellies up to my knees in mud or my neck in mud. You know, so South by Southwest, you know, taught us all that you don't have to do that. You can have a city centre and you can utilise the venues that are in there and create an urban festival. So what we've done at Sound City is exactly that. Exactly, yeah. We've, you know, instead of having tents, we have venues, but all the venues, we try to make them as close as possible together. So you can catch 15 minutes of one band, you can run to the next tent and catch 15 minutes of that band, you can run to the next tent and catch 15 minutes of that band, and you can create this kind of claustrophobic thing where young people and even people my age can get excited about music in a city, really, you know.
And also, just obviously, how did you've got such an amazing lineup this year, how is actually the contacts that you sort of, has it been along the line, you're doing it with the In the City? Is it something to do with that as to how you've actually got your contacts to?
In terms of the bands we've chosen, it's really about choice, really. A lot of the bands that we've chosen this year is bands that, you know, that have, the team's huge now when we get to the festival, but throughout the year, it's quite small, really. And so the people who are involved in it, it's about the music that we love, really. So, for example, we had The Fall on last night. I've been a huge Fall fan for many years. They've just got a great new album out on Domino. So I thought, well, let's get The Fall, you know. So it was nothing more scientific than that. I think what we do have, though, I think that comes through, you know. So we have a great booker called Revo, Steve Miller, who's got an amazing, you know, like platinum ears. He's a great booker. And then other people who work with us. And so we sit there and we say, okay, then what bands do we want to have this year? Some bands we pull in, or artists that we'll pull in, that'll do special shows for us. For example, Paloma Faith last night, that was a one-off show, so we pulled it in to do that. Gil Scott-Heron, who did our launch event, was again something that we pulled in specially for that. Other artists are just on tour, you know, so we build them in, and like any bands, they'll come on tour. And then other bands we're bringing in from Australia, China, Taiwan, Japan, North America, 20 different countries I think we're bringing bands in from this year, and they're part of, they want to come to Liverpool to play because they know we've got a business audience here that can change their life, really. And it's still seen as really, really important to break a band in the UK, you know, so we're part of that whole offering, really.
Yeah, oh, well, that's fantastic. Thank you so much for your time.